Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV and welcome to today's episode of Transfer Talk. And it's a big one, as yesterday Newcastle United's owners, Amanda Staveley and Murdo Gudusi, were spotted at Stamford Bridge, and they were invited there by Chelsea's Conor Gallagher and Todd Bowley as well. Him and Amanda go way back a few years ago. They were in America on some business conferences, so they were special guests at Stamford Bridge to watch that mad derby between Chelsea and Spurs, Conte and Tuchel. They were there, they got invited, they probably just stayed over from Brighton, went to London, enjoyed Stamford Bridge, enjoyed that Chelsea Spurs game, but more importantly, were there to do a bit of scouting of their own. Now apparently Newcastle were tracking 4 Chelsea players yesterday. They've inquired about all 4 of them all summer. Those 4 being Amanda Broja, who came off the bench in that game. Obviously Newcastle tried to get him on loan. It's looking like Broja and Chelsea want guarantees that he's going to get first team football, but they're not going to let him go before they get a new striker anyways. But Newcastle can't offer him that anyways, because obviously Callum Wilson's our number 9 and they want some competition for him, not a direct replacement. So that's Broja out of the window for now. The other one we've talked about on the channel, we talked about a few days ago, is Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now the winger will definitely be leaving the Bridge this summer. He's been rumoured to leave for years. I've done videos on him already. I don't want to talk about Hudson-Odoi in depth, but it's very likely that he'll go. I don't think he'll be to us. I think he'll probably go abroad. He'll probably be able to get European football somewhere. So Hudson-Odoi, he's another player Newcastle have looked at, asked about. I'm not sure yet on that one. Anyways, this video is not about those two. This is on a new two. Well, I've done a bit on Conor Gallagher as well, actually. So Conor Gallagher is one of the ones that Newcastle were really looking at yesterday. And loads of reports over the weekend have said that Newcastle are about a table of £40 million bid for Chelsea's Conor Gallagher. Not a loan deal, unlike the next lad I'm going to get on to. A big £40 million offer to get Gallagher away from Stamford Bridge. Now, Gallagher, who had a hugely successful loan spell at Crystal Palace last season, scoring 8 goals, getting a handful of assists as well, looking like a real threat. Broke into the England squad under Gareth Southgate. He wants to go to the World Cup. He's not getting the first team football at Chelsea. He looked bright and looked lively when he came off the bench yesterday. He actually probably should have scored. He got into some great areas in the box, but one touch too many. But he just came off the bench. He's a real talent. Real talent, Conor Gallagher. He's a huge threat in and around that box. His eye for goals unbelievable. That midfield box to box. But Chelsea, the talent they've got and the formation, the style of play that Tuchel wants, you can't get into the system. You can't really get into the game. He's probably not going to be a starter. So will they cash in? I think 40 million would definitely tempt them. They'd probably want to buy back clause because they love doing that, don't they, Chelsea? Like with Lukaku and many other players, they'll probably want to buy him back. So if we put in 40 million and say there's 120 million buyback clause, something like that, hopefully not, because hopefully once he's ours, he can kick on and do well. Like I say, he's Premier League proven, Conor Gallagher. He's shown he can do it already in this league. And if he was in our side with the likes of Bruno, Joelinton on that midfield, I think that would be unbelievable. If we could play Gallagher behind Wilson or in that 3, what a signing that would be. Conor Gallagher would be all over that. 40 million, high price tag, but he's English and he's proven he can do it. So it's no surprise. Now, will Newcastle stump that up? Could be like the James Maddison scenario again. Will they actually pay that much money? We'll wait and see. But Gallagher heavily linked with a big money move to Newcastle, which would make him our record signing because it would be 40 million matched with Bruno and Joelinton. But then you'd look at add-ons and everything as well. So he could be coming as Newcastle's record signing, Conor Gallagher. Let us know your thoughts on that. But the one that Newcastle were especially looking at yesterday that's really gathered pace today as well is Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic, the LeBron James of football. Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, it's quality. The LeBron James of soccer is what he's known as in America. Captain America is what Pulisic is, and his middle name is Mate. So fantastic. Can we just change that? Can we, instead of Pulisic on the back, can we get Mate? You know what I mean? Fit right in up, yeah, Mate. Why I Mate? Why I Pulisic? Would you be up for seeing Pulisic at Newcastle? I certainly would. This one is a loan option. This one is a loan deal, so you cannot lose with that one. I think it would be very smart to get Pulisic in on loan. Now, he's had a mixed spell at Chelsea. He cannot, again, get a run of games, so that's the worrying thing for me. Why isn't he getting a chance? Why isn't he playing week in, week out? But lots of players at Chelsea don't get that chance. How many times over the years have they let great players go and they've kicked on? Because they've just got that many competition for places. You're talking about the style of play again from Tuchel, the reason Lukaku had to leave. So Pulisic, he's made 2 sub-appearances this season. He doesn't seem to be in Tuchel's plans. He's obviously trying to buy a few more players as well, Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. So he's going to leave. You'd expect Pulisic to leave. Now he's been linked with the likes of Roma as well, or maybe a return to Germany. Now at Dortmund, he was incredible, wasn't he? Really one of the hottest talents on the planet when Chelsea signed him. He's 23 years old now, so he's still young. He's still got the best years ahead of him. He's still got loads of coaching to be done, loads of potential to hit, loads to really reach that maximum level. I'm sure Eddie Howe could get that out of him. But he signed for Chelsea back in 2019 as one of the youngest, best players on the planet for £58 million. Now, £58 million, and he's just going to go out on loan. That's crazy. But there could be an obligation to buy at the end of it. There could be. Chelsea don't really need the money, do they? It's a new era now from Abramovich, but they're still splashing the cash this window. They've still got X amount of sums, It's mad. But Pulisic on loan, 23 years old. I think this would be a great idea. I think it would be a quality addition to Newcastle's side. Pulisic's style of play, he's very direct. He's got an abundance of speed. He's got a great first touch. He's got that eye for goal. 19 goals in 76 games, so that's pretty decent, if you ask me. I think that's for the amount of sub appearances that in as well. That's decent. He scored in an FA Cup final, which they did get beaten, but he scored in an FA Cup final. He scored in the Champions League semi-final. He was the first ever American to play in a Champions League final. At 21 years old, he became the youngest player ever to score a hat-trick for Chelsea. So he's shown he can do it on the biggest stage, is the point. I'm not going to go well into his stats and all of that stuff just yet. Not unless we're signing him, we would do a closer look video where we're looking at his life, his career, his stats and all that stuff. But Pulisic, I'm pointing out that he's done it at a high level. I think he can do it. I think if you've got to win a games at Newcastle, he could be a hit. And it's a good idea. It's a good marketing move as well, because it would raise our profile in the States as well. If their captain was playing for Newcastle, that would really bring more attention to us stateside in America, which is obviously a big market where Newcastle new owners want to target for the future to grow our brand, grow our football club, get selling these shirts in America. I mean, I was watching AFTV's pre-season tour in America, and the amount of fans they've got over there, Chelsea, all of that. We need to get into that market, and we will once we get success. If we got into European football, then you do, but little moves like this, it's clever. Americans be walking around with Pulisic on the back of their tops, black and white. I'd love to see it. Get it done. Do you know what I mean? Pulisic as a loan option on the wing, I think that'd be fantastic, and then put up the money for somebody else, whether that be Gallagher, Maddison, a striker, whatever, Paqueta, you know what I mean? There's options there, so Pulisic on loan makes sense to me. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Pulisic and Conor Gallagher linked to Newcastle United. Which one would you take if either any other names that you've seen mentioned that Newcastle should be eyeing up in the rest of this window? Just a couple of weeks to go now. The summer transfer window, it's surely going to be a busy one for Newcastle, where Eddie Howe wants at least one more player through the door, preferably two. Wait and see. Smash that like button and subscribe to my channel TV for all your daily Newcastle United updates. On the next one.